Okay, we got why self-checkout is no longer profitable for retailers from SCB News. What?
In the age of digital convenience, self-checkout stations were once heralded as a game changer in retail, a tool.
They still are. Why would they not be? What? Because every big retailer has like their own app that you can order items on, and you can have like a little person go inside and collect all the groceries, check them out for you, and then you just have to go in, get your shit, and get out.
Tool that promised shorter lines, faster transactions, and reduced.
I mean, all of this is true. The lines are virtually are there are no lines really. If there is a line, it's like one or two people long, and it has to be around like a holiday or something. Most of the time, whenever I'm done checking out items, I just peruse like at the front of the store and be like, oh, there's a green light. I'll go take that one.
Labor costs. Nearly every major retailer jumped on board, installing these machines in stores across the country, each one a promise of a futuristic, cost-saving solution.
I don't care about cost saving for these stupid big corporations. I'm not there to help them save money. I just want to get my shit and get out. And that's what they do successfully.
Greet you.
89 cents.
Scan your groceries, take your money.
It's really surprising. I didn't even know that they could do skimmers on self-checkout.
He says skimmers are placed on existing card readers to...
Oh, the skimmers? Oh, it's like a fake piece of plastic that they stick over the little debit card thing, and it looks exactly like what do you call it? The little debit card doodad, and it's a completely separate thing. Like you put your debit card in and it scans it, but it keeps the information. And I mean, me personally, I've never come across a skimmer. I mean, and plus you have like multiple cameras on every what do you call it? Little debit card device. There are so many cameras
to intercept data, including your card number and PIN.
In stores right across Canada, but are they more convenient or are they just cumbersome? Now, some retailers are choosing to remove the automated lanes altogether.
But today, there's a surprising twist to this story. Many of these retailers are quietly reevaluating their self-checkout strategies, with some even scaling back or removing them entirely. So,
who is scaling back or removing them entirely? Who? I mean, I just go to Walmart and like a couple of convenience stores, like gas stations. They all got them. You go to Wawa, you go to 7-Eleven. I don't think 7-Eleven hasn't really initiated the self-checkout things yet. But I know Wawa has.
What happened? How did a technology that once seemed so promising fall out of favor with retailers? The answer lies...
It hasn't. What are you talking about?
...in a series of unexpected consequences, both financial and social, that have shifted the self-checkout landscape. In this video, we'll dive deep into why self-checkouts are no longer the profitable innovation they once were thought to be. We'll examine the hidden costs, the impact on store theft.
I don't care about hidden costs. I don't care about store theft. That don't affect me. What? This is the issue. These are issues for the store, not me.
And the surprising toll on customer satisfaction. Could self-checkout...
I love self-checkout. And there's a whole nother group of people that love the app for their favorite retailer, where they can just like type in a product and add to cart. And then at the end, just like pay. And then, okay, there's a person that goes into the store and puts all your shit in a bag, and then you have someone either deliver your shit, or you could come in and pick it up. Either or. There's a whole group of people that like that.
Soon be a relic of the past, Or will retailers find a way to make them work in today's retail environment? Let's explore.
Yeah, they are currently working. The rising costs behind self-checkout systems.
While self-checkout machines were initially celebrated as a cost-cutting measure, the true expenses behind these systems tell a different story. Each machine, on average, costs retailers between $10,000 and $25,000 to install, depending on...
Okay, that's just the install. Bro, they make that back in like less than an hour. Okay, what's the speed bump?
the model and capabilities. Beyond the initial
I've never seen this type.
installation, maintenance and software updates
Okay, this looks a little bit more familiar.
come with recurring expenses that can add up quickly.
Yeah, recurring expenses that the big store can afford. They can afford it to constantly update it.
Just like any technology, these machines require regular servicing to prevent breakdowns, a necessity
Yeah.
that becomes even more pressing during high-traffic shopping seasons. But the costs don't end there. As self-checkout systems gain complexity with AI enhancements and other features aimed at
Bro, everybody, okay, so if you don't know, all these self-checkout things use AI for the barcode. The barcode scanner has AI in it to figure out wherever your retarded ass is like waving the damn item. I can't figure out where the barcode. Can it work this way? Yep. Can it work this way? Yep. You turn it. Can it work that way? Yep. It works all which ways. As long as that thing can scan the barcode, it'll go through. It will, and it uses AI to help figure that out. Oh,
reducing errors, their overall operating expenses increase. Many retailers face growing software licensing fees, cybersecurity measures,
don't care. I'm a consumer. Don't care. Don't care.
and technical support costs,
Not my problem. Nope.
which have all risen in recent years.
Whoop
Add
de
to
fucking
this the
do.
expense of managing unexpected customer issues and delays that require employee intervention, and the supposed savings start to look more like an ongoing investment with diminishing returns.
What? Savings? What?
The hidden costs extend beyond just money, impacting the customer experience as well.
How?
When a machine malfunctions or a complex transaction stalls, frustrated customers often need a staff member to assist.
I mean, yeah, I will acknowledge that, but it's not like I can't get my item. Whoop de fucking do. They'll be like, if someone comes over and be like, oh, sorry, you got to go to a different one. I got to start again. Okay, yeah, that sucks. I mean, I wasted like 5 minutes, but like, I'll just go to another one. What's the big deal? What's the issue?
Turning what was supposed to be a seamless process into a time-consuming one. With every stall
This is a minority problem, not a majority problem. The amount of people having issues like this is so small. Most people either bring a debit card or cash, and yeah, they're good. They're just like in, out, go. Yeah, there's like another chunk of people that, you know, like are weird and like still do checks or actual have like paper coupons or something, or maybe they got like coupons on their phone. They got a flash or whatever. Like, yeah, sure, those exist. But most people just debit card or credit card or cash, and then they're out.
stalled transaction, the efficiency retailers hoped for dwindles, eroding the financial benefits of these systems.
The impact of theft and decline in customer satisfaction. Okay, let me hear this.
One of the biggest surprises for retailers embracing self-checkout has been the surge in shrinkage or loss from theft.
Loss from theft. Oh, wait, let me hear it again.
One of the biggest surprises for retailers embracing self-checkout has been the surge in shrinkage or loss from theft.
So when people start implementing self-checkout, then more people started to steal. Okay. But before that, before there was self-checkout, every little line had a person, and then you still had to walk past those bars to get out of the store. So is this a problem of self-checkout, or is this a problem with the bars right before the doors?
While theft is a common concern in retail, self-checkout stations present a unique set of challenges that can significantly amplify losses. Some customers might take advantage of the less supervised nature of self-checkout to scan items improperly, switch price tags, or simply walk out without paying. This honor system
I mean, shouldn't the little bars or that little thing on like right before you exit, shouldn't that thing scan like everything to figure out whether or not you paid for it? This isn't the issue of the self-checkout. This is the issue of the theft security thing. And also the people standing at the door. They're always like people in their like 50s and 60s or 70s maybe even. Like they're not going to enforce, they're not paid enough to enforce the theft of like someone stealing or whatever. Like if someone just runs away. I mean, yeah, they could. I mean, they're technically supposed to, but like, what are the chances of that person actually being able to catch up to someone that actually just stole? Then you gotta go, then they gotta run out of the store, and on top of the store, there's cameras, see which way that person's running. Then they gotta get the cops involved, they gotta call the cops. It takes forever for the cops to get there. They get there. Oh my God, what did this person steal? Well, they stole like a small $10 thing, and then it's like, oh my God, oh my, we're gonna do all this fucking run around for a $10 thing. Give me a fucking break. All right.
approach leaves retailers vulnerable to both intentional and accidental losses. Research indicates that stores with self-checkout stations report a substantial increase in shrinkage, with some studies showing up to a 4%.
I love how we're just using like weird words to not say the word theft. Shrinkage. There's an increase in theft in the stores. Just say there's an increase in theft. Oh, we don't want to say that because that gives the public perception that we can't enforce our store when people steal. Ugh. It's not. It's up to the store to enforce that. It's not up to the consumer. Sometimes people just walk out accidentally without scanning something. It's a thing that happens. Figure out a better way to enforce it. I'm sure stuff like that happens still with whenever there was a person there like hand scanning everything. You forget to you take all the items out of your cart, or at least you think you do, and you know, you scan everything, you pay your money, it's like, okay, I'm out. And then you go past the bars and it's like, oh, the thing went off. Oh, dang it. I guess I gotta go back. All right, if you're reporting shrinkage, figure out a better way to enforce it.
4% rise in loss rates. To combat this, retailers have attempted to install anti-theft measures like weight sensors, AI-powered cameras, and even stricter verification processes. However, these security enhancements
I haven't seen, to me, like the measures that they're implementing should be so good that it doesn't diminish my experience at all, like going to these stores and like getting my shit and getting out. It should not affect me at all. At most, the only thing that's different, or it hasn't even been different, one like constant is like sometimes someone will be at the door and they'll be like, oh, can I see your receipt? I'll be like, yeah, sure. Okay, bye. They look at it for 2 seconds and then they're not actually looking at every fucking item to confirm that you bought and paid for it. No, it's not happening. Are you kidding me?
come at a cost and aren't foolproof. As a result, the additional expenses to control theft often outweigh the initial savings self-checkout was meant to deliver. Furthermore, employees are now tasked with a dual role of assisting customers and monitoring for potential theft, a responsibility shift that can cause stress and impact job satisfaction.
Oh yeah.
This
You ain't paying anybody enough to enforce that shit.
adds an unforeseen layer to the cost equation as retailers try to balance theft prevention with customer support, creating an operational tug-of-war that complicates the supposed efficiencies of self-checkout.
The decline of customer satisfaction.
While self-checkout was intended to provide a convenient, quick option for customers, the reality has proven more complex. Studies show a mixed response from consumers regarding their self-checkout experiences, with many citing frustrations over unclear instructions, technical malfunctions, and a perceived lack of support from in-store staff.
I see this happen most commonly with like second or third party stores that try to implement the self-checkout thing, because it's not the same exact self-checkout as like a big business that has that, like something like Walmart has. Like by the time these self-checkout things hit like Walmart, they're in like a version 12 of the thing. So let's say like Publix isn't quite as big as Walmart, but still pretty big. Like there's a Publix by me that just recently, or like over the last year or two, just implemented a bunch of self-checkout things. And yeah, they're not exactly like Walmart. It's like they're slightly weird. They take slightly longer. It feels flimsy. There's like plastic sticking out or like whatever. It feels like tight at some spots or whatever. Or like an Aldi's. Like there's an Aldi's by me that it recently implemented a self-checkout. It's not the same as Walmart. It's the same thing, same critiques. It's not, and these are all like different self-checkouts. Yeah, like these are like a version 3 or 4 of the self-checkout, where like Walmart is on like version 26. It's like so advanced. I mean, I get it.
In fact, some surveys indicate that over 30% of shoppers actively avoid using self-checkouts.
So what does that mean? 70% of shoppers that go into the store are using self-checkout,
Preferring instead the personal touch and assistance of a human cashier. The detachment some customers feel in a self-checkout line can negatively impact their perception of a retailer's brand.
Oh, this is some made up bullshit, bro. Whenever I was going into the store of like a Walmart, like 15, 20 years ago, and you had all the checkouts, there was a person there, bro, I still thought of that. Like that person did not like make my experience better. Like it just didn't. If anything, I always got my shit out onto the little conveyor belt quicker than they could like scan it. Now that I can like do everything at my own speed, everything's casual, I enjoy it way more. If anything, it was more awkward with a person doing it. Cause it's like, oh, is this like I'm supposed to figure out like some small talk to do? It's like, hey, how's your day? Oh, fine. But like you've been doing this for like 12 hours and you're about done. Like that was like most of the conversation. The person would open up with like, oh my God, I'm about to get off shift. Thank God. And like, oh, I'm bed on my feet the whole time and my feet hurt or something like that. It's like, yeah, I get it. The job sucks. No shit.
For customers who struggle with technology or simply prefer human interaction, self-checkout
Old people.
stations can make the shopping experience feel cold and transactional. Retailers
It is a transaction. I'm buying shit. That's the definition of a transaction. You buy some shit and then you leave.
find themselves in a tricky position as they try to appeal
I'm not going there for the experience. I'm not like every trip to my Walmart isn't like me sitting down at like a sit down nice restaurant, and I go to sit down at a restaurant for the experience, despite whatever the new hiring process video would have you believe. It's not that. As much as they want you to think it is, it's not.
Appeal to tech-savvy customers without alienating those who value in-person service. Additionally, there's an
The people that value in-person service and the people that do not value it, that part does not matter. The only part that matters is that business getting your money. That's it.
emotional component that's difficult to quantify, but impacts brand loyalty. The feeling of being left to do it yourself. For customers in a hurry or dealing with complex purchases, this hands-off approach can lead to frustration and impatience, ultimately affecting their likelihood of returning. Ironically, what was supposed to be a faster, more efficient process has turned into a point of friction, especially as self-checkout stations become more widespread and customers face longer lines.
You just said it yourself. Self-checkout is becoming more widespread, but it's no longer profitable. So why are so many stores implementing something that's not profitable?
At these machines than anticipated. As we've explored, self-checkout has turned out to be a double-edged sword for many retailers. What began as a promising innovation in cost savings and customer convenience has revealed unforeseen challenges that cut into the bottom line.
The issues a store has with self-checkout are not my problem. I could care less as a consumer about a store's problems.
The rising expenses of maintenance and upgrades to the loss prevention hurdles and the impact on customer satisfaction. Self-checkout systems often bring more complexity than...
How many of you guys use self-checkout and are like completely fine with it, and you actually just skip that little question of like, how satisfied were you with your experience? I just take my receipt and I'm out. Because here's why you're supposed to take your receipt, is because if your store has like people that just stand at the door and like ask you, hey, can I see your receipt? You could easily just tell them, oh, I got it sent to my phone. Oh, well, can I see your phone? No, it's my phone. Sorry. Nope. So that's why you always print the receipt.
And simplicity to the retail experience. Ultimately, the question remains, is self-checkout sustainable for the long term, or will it go the way of other once promising retail innovations that ultimately fell short? Some
Like what?
retailers may choose to refine and evolve.
Oh, like the spinning bag thing? I remember that. That was hilarious, dude. I mean, it was the spinning bag doodad. That was a ride for a good 5 years.
Of self-checkout technology, while others might reduce or phase out these stations altogether in favor of a return to human interaction. In the
No. If anything, it'll skew more into the era of more people using the app, having people fetch their shit, put it in one spot, and either there will probably only be two groups of people in the future. People that have their shit delivered, or you go in, get your shit, and get out instantly.
In the end, what matters most is the balance between cost efficiency and the quality of the customer experience. As you think about your own shopping experiences, what role do you believe self-checkout should play in the future of retail? Should stores double down on this technology or focus more on the human touch?
I mean, you said it yourself. It's being more widespread, so it ain't going anywhere.
That many shoppers still crave. Leave a comment below, and let's discuss how retailers can strike the right balance between innovation and service.
I mean, they already are. In my opinion, they already are. You want your shit delivered to you? You can do that. Do you want to go to the store yourself and pick out everything out yourself? You can do that. And everything in between. Yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Like the video gives like some like instances of like why self checkout is either good or bad, or some issues with stores that the stores are having with it. But I mean, it's not really the customer's problem. Like if you don't want to use it, that's fine. Go somewhere else. I don't think self checkout's going anywhere. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Good video. Yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.